Let us start with the hospital showdown that nobody saw coming. It is KATVS, EVA, but not in the way you think. This is a battle for redemption, a psychological war of forgiveness. Kat Richardson just woke up from a terrifying coma. And what is the very first thing she does? She does not ask for water. She does not ask for pain medication. She literally tries to rip herself out of her hospital bed, setting off blaring alarms just so she can get to Eva's room. Are you kidding me? The sheer desperation in Kat's actions proves that her near-death experience has completely rewired her brain. When Shanice and Ted rush in to stop her, it becomes clear that Kat is a woman on a mission. She finally gets to Eva's room, and the emotional explosion that follows is nothing short of legendary. Kat confesses the dark, twisted, alternate reality dream she had while under anesthesia, a nightmare where their lives were brutally reversed, and Kat felt like a feral cat fighting for scraps of love. This revelation changes everything. Eva, sobbing, admits she is ready to give Kat a piece of her own soul in return for the liver that saved her life. They hold hands. The bitter, savage rivalry that has defined their existence is melting away into a genuine sisterhood. When Ted walks in and sees this, he is absolutely stunned. And in a moment of pure, selfless grace, Eva tells her father to leave her alone and go spend his time with Kat while she recovers. This is a monumental shift, but we have to ask ourselves, can this fragile peace last, or is it just a calm before another explosive storm? But wait, the hospital drama does not stop there. We have to talk about the ultimate clash of titans, Kat vs. Leslie. This is war, but it is a cold war wrapped in a bizarre truce. Leslie Thomas, the ultimate ice queen, actually steps into Kat's hospital room to bend the knee. Yes, you heard me right. Leslie admits she completely underestimated Kat and thanks her for saving her daughter's life. She even tried to hand a fat stack of cash to the nurse to distribute to everyone who helped, which is classic tasteless Leslie behavior. But the real shocking moment comes when Leslie vows to repay her debt to Kat. Kat looks this formidable woman dead in the eye, commands her to never call her kitten again, and flat out warns her that she will collect on that debt. Chills. Literal chills. Kat now holds the ultimate leverage over the most dangerous woman in Fairmont Crest. What is she going to demand when the time comes? The power dynamic has violently shifted. Meanwhile, back at the Dupree household, the tension is suffocating. It is Dany vs. her own guilt. Dany is clinging to Andre like her life depends on it. Andre, being the devoted, loving husband that he is, thinks Dany is just traumatized by the brutal tornado and her terrifying experience being trapped in the elevator. Dany tearfully confesses that she was terrified the storm would tear them apart forever, and she is suddenly overwhelmingly affectionate. But we know the dark, savage truth, do we not? Dany is drowning in a toxic ocean of guilt because she literally had passionate, panic-driven sex with her ex-husband Bill Hamilton inside that stopped elevator. Every time she hugs Andre, she is hiding a massive, explosive betrayal. How long can she keep this devastating secret? This is a ticking time bomb, and when it detonates, it is going to leave a trail of absolute destruction. Speaking of destruction, we need to address the heartbreaking conflict between Vernon vs. Anita. This is an emotional war over survival and control. Anita has just survived a brutal battle with breast cancer, endured the horrors of a devastating tornado, and watched her two granddaughters fight for their lives on operating tables. So, what does she do? She cancels her crucial oncologist appointment. She tells Vernon she just wants to feel normal for a few days and focus on taking care of Kat. But Vernon is not having it. He vehemently disagrees, pushing her to keep the appointment so they can officially close this dark chapter of their lives. You can feel the desperate tension between them. Vernon is terrified of losing his wife, while Anita is exhausted from constantly fighting for survival. It is a raw, brutal clash of coping mechanisms, and it threatens to drive a wedge between the strongest couple in town. And if you thought that was tense, let us talk about the absolute savagery going down in Bill's office. It is Naomi vs. Bill. Naomi is no fool. She sees right through her father's charming facade. She directly confronts Bill about his lingering, dangerous obsession with her mother, Dany. She even calls him out for slipping up and calling Dany baby at the country club. Bill tries to deflect by pivoting the conversation to their legal strategy regarding Mike's case, but Naomi is relentless. She realizes Bill is planning to play golf with the judge overseeing the case to manipulate a favorable deal. Naomi issues a harsh, brutal warning to her father. Do not go too far. Bill is playing a dangerous game of God, both in the courtroom and in his personal life. He is obsessed with Dany, completely ignoring the fact that his current wife, Haley, is literally a lethal snake in the grass. This man is dancing on the edge of a cliff, and Naomi is the only one trying to pull him back. But hold on to your hats, because the biggest, most shocking bombshell of the episode comes from Tomas Navarro. It is Thomas vs. Chelsea. And this is a full-blown intervention. Tomas corners Chelsea and pulls out a velvet ring box, declaring his grand explosive plan to propose to Kat. Are you out of your mind, Tomas? Chelsea is absolutely horrified. She literally swallows hard, staring at him like he has lost his sanity. Tomas claims the brutal tornado made him realize how incredibly fragile life is, and seeing Kat lying broken in a hospital bed made him ready to commit forever. But Chelsea is not buying it. She views this as a dangerous trauma response. She fiercely opposes the proposal, arguing that Kat has just survived a near-death experience, donated an organ, and is in no mental state to handle the massive pressure of an engagement. Chelsea is so panicked that she immediately launches a covert war to stop him. She rallies Madison and Naomi to form a blockade. Madison, in her usual laid-back way, does not see the big deal. She even hilariously imagines Tomas proposing to the dramatic strumming of flamenco music, but Chelsea and Naomi know the stakes. Chelsea reminds them of Tomas's savage betrayal of Kat in the past. Naomi chillingly points out that if Tomas has already bought the ring, it is going to be nearly impossible to stop this runaway train. Will Kat be forced into a corner? Will she say yes out of sheer vulnerability, or will she reject him and shatter his heart? The tension reaches an absolute fever pitch when Tomas takes his proposal plan straight to the lion's den. He seeks advice from none other than Bill and Andre in the club locker room. Tomas passionately defends his decision, stating that nearly losing Kat taught him how to truly think about someone other than himself. Bill and Andre are stunned by how deadly serious Tomas is about this commitment. They advise him to look at Vernon's marriage as the ultimate standard and wish him well. But then the episode delivers a moment of pure, savage irony. As Andre proudly talks about his own solid, unbreakable marriage to Dany, Bill literally smirks. He smirks. Bill, the man who just slept with Andre's wife in a dark elevator, stands there mocking Andre's devotion right to his face. The sheer audacity, the absolute unadulterated disrespect. This is war. Every single relationship in Fairmont Crest is currently built on a foundation of lies, trauma, and hidden agendas. Kat and Ava are forging a sisterhood born from near death. Leslie is indebted to the girl she once despised. Dany is suffocating under the weight of a massive betrayal while Andre remains blissfully ignorant. Anita and Vernon are fighting an emotional battle over cancer and control. Naomi is desperately trying to keep her father from destroying his life and his career. And Tomas is about to drop a proposal bomb on a girl who is barely strong enough to stand up. Everything is interconnected, and the fallout is going to be absolutely catastrophic. Will Chelsea successfully sabotage Tomas's proposal? Will Andre discover the brutal truth behind Bill's sinister smirk? Will Kat actually collect on her dangerous favor from Leslie? You cannot afford to look away for a single second. Don't miss what happens next, because Fairmont Crest is about to explode. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Kat should say yes to Tomas? Let me know, and I will see you in the next video.